Welcome back to the most exciting channel where we dive deep into celebrity chaos and uncover the wildest entertainment stories. Today we're talking about Justin Bieber's latest shocking moves that have everyone talking, and trust me, you need to hit that subscribe button because things are about to get absolutely crazy. Picture this. One of the biggest pop stars in the world decides the best way to promote his new music is by stripping down to his underwear and riding a scooter around town. Yes, you heard that right. Justin Bieber has officially lost his mind, and honestly, we're here for every single second of this wild ride. The internet is buzzing with reactions, theories, and plenty of screenshots that people definitely shouldn't be taking, but here we are living in 2025 where anything goes. The whole drama started when photographers caught Justin cruising through his neighborhood, wearing nothing but white boxer shorts and a confident smile. Social media exploded within minutes, and suddenly everyone became a detective trying to figure out what's really going on behind the scenes. Some fans are calling it artistic expression, while others think he's having some kind of breakdown, but the real tea is much more interesting than anyone realizes. Let's break down exactly what happened and why this story is bigger than just another celebrity publicity stunt. Justin's new album dropped recently, and the numbers aren't looking as impressive as his previous releases. Industry insiders are whispering that streaming numbers are down by nearly 20 million compared to his last project, which came out just 2 months ago. That's a massive drop for someone who used to dominate the charts without breaking a sweat. So, what does a desperate pop star do when his music isn't connecting with audiences? He gets creative with his promotional strategy, and by creative, I mean he throws on some underwear and starts performing stunts that would make even the most attention-seeking influencers jealous. The scooter incident was just the beginning of what appears to be a carefully orchestrated campaign to get people talking about Justin Bieber again. But here's where things get really interesting. Sources close to the singer reveal that this isn't just random behavior or a publicity stunt gone wrong. Justin has been feeling disconnected from his fan base lately, struggling to recapture the excitement that once surrounded his every move. The music industry has changed dramatically over the past few years, with newer artists dominating social media and streaming platforms in ways that established stars are still trying to figure out. The pressure to stay relevant in today's fast-paced entertainment world is intense, especially for someone who grew up in the spotlight and watched his career evolve from teenage heartthrob to married father trying to reinvent his image. Justin's team reportedly suggested more traditional promotional methods like talk show appearances and radio interviews, but the singer wanted something that would generate immediate buzz and get people talking on every social platform simultaneously. Enter the underwear scooter situation, which accomplished exactly what it was designed to do. Within hours of the photos surfacing, Justin Bieber was trending worldwide, with millions of people sharing, commenting, and creating their own content about his unusual promotional tactics. The strategy worked perfectly from a visibility standpoint, but it also raised questions about how far celebrities should go to maintain public attention. Critics argue that this kind of behavior is inappropriate for someone who's now a husband and father, setting a questionable example for younger fans who look up to him. They point out that there are plenty of successful artists who promote their music without resorting to such extreme measures, and that Justin's actions feel desperate rather than clever or artistic. However, supporters see this as Justin embracing his authentic self and refusing to conform to boring industry standards. They argue that he's always been someone who pushes boundaries and challenges expectations, and that this latest move is simply an evolution of the rebellious spirit that made him famous in the first place. Plus, they point out that male artists have been using their bodies to sell music for decades, so why should Justin be any different? The real story becomes even more complex when you consider what's been happening in Justin's personal life recently. Sources suggest that he's been dealing with creative frustrations, feeling like his artistic vision isn't being understood or appreciated by mainstream audiences. The lukewarm reception to his recent album hit harder than expected, especially since he put so much personal emotion and vulnerability into the songs. This isn't the first time Justin has used unconventional methods to connect with fans and promote his work. Remember when he rented out an entire venue and performed an intimate concert exclusively for his friends? The performance was filmed and shared online, giving fans a rare glimpse into a more personal side of his artistry. While some people loved the acoustic, stripped-down versions of his songs, others criticized his vocal performance and questioned whether he's lost his edge as a live performer. The intimate concert strategy revealed something important about Justin's current mindset. He seems to be craving authentic connections and genuine reactions to his music, rather than the manufactured excitement that comes with traditional promotional campaigns. The problem is that this approach only reaches a limited audience, which doesn't help when you're trying to boost streaming numbers and chart positions. Industry experts believe that Justin is caught between two worlds: the desire to create meaningful, personal music that reflects his growth as an artist and human being, and the commercial pressure to produce hits that will dominate radio and streaming platforms. This tension is visible in everything he does, from his musical choices to his promotional strategies, and it's creating an identity crisis that's playing out in very public ways. The scooter incident might seem random or impulsive, but it actually represents a calculated risk designed to cut through the noise of today's oversaturated media landscape. Justin's team knew that traditional promotional methods weren't working for this album cycle, so they decided to do something so unexpected and attention-grabbing that it would be impossible to ignore. The gamble paid off in terms of generating buzz, but it also sparked conversations about the lengths celebrities will go to stay relevant in an increasingly competitive industry. Some entertainment industry veterans worry that this kind of behavior normalizes increasingly extreme promotional tactics, creating pressure for other artists to push boundaries even further just to get noticed. But let's be honest about something that everyone's thinking but not saying out loud. The strategy worked because people are genuinely curious about Justin Bieber's personal life and current mental state. The combination of his past struggles, his relatively recent marriage and fatherhood, and his ongoing efforts to rebrand himself as a serious artist creates a fascinating narrative that people can't help but follow. The timing of this promotional push is also significant because it comes at a moment when Justin appears to be preparing for a return to live performance. Industry insiders are buzzing about the possibility of a Las Vegas residency, which would allow him to perform regularly without the physical and emotional demands of a world tour. A residency would be perfect for someone who wants to reconnect with performing while maintaining some stability in his personal life. If the Las Vegas residency rumors are true, then the current promotional campaign makes even more sense. Justin needs to remind people that he's still a compelling performer who can command attention and sell tickets. The underwear scooter incident proves that he's still capable of generating massive amounts of publicity, which is exactly what venue promoters want to see before committing to a long-term performance contract. The residency concept would also allow Justin to experiment with different musical styles and performance approaches without the pressure of pleasing audiences in dozens of different cities with varying tastes and expectations. He could develop a show that feels authentic to his current artistic vision, while still delivering the entertainment value that fans expect from a major pop star. Looking at the bigger picture, Justin's recent behavior reflects broader changes in how celebrities interact with their audiences and promote their work. Social media has created expectations for constant content and personal access that previous generations of entertainers never had to deal with. Stars are expected to share intimate details of their lives, respond to fan comments, and maintain a consistent online presence that feels genuine rather than managed by a publicity team. This pressure to be constantly on and accessible can be exhausting for anyone, but it's especially challenging for someone like Justin, who grew up in the public eye and has experienced both massive success and very public struggles. The underwear scooter incident can be seen as his way of taking control of the narrative and giving people something to talk about on his own terms, rather than waiting for tabloids or gossip websites to create stories about his life. The reaction from fans has been mixed but largely supportive, with many people expressing appreciation for Justin's willingness to be vulnerable and unconventional in his promotional approach. They see it as evidence that he's not taking himself too seriously and that he's willing to take risks to connect with his audience in new ways. However, some longtime fans worry that this kind of behavior represents a step backward rather than artistic growth. They preferred the more mature, introspective version of Justin that emerged in recent years, and they're concerned that the attention-seeking tactics might overshadow the actual music he's trying to promote. The music industry is watching this situation closely because it could set precedents for how established artists adapt to changing promotional landscapes. If Justin's unconventional approach successfully boosts his streaming numbers and concert ticket sales, other artists might follow similar strategies. But if the backlash outweighs the benefits, it could serve as a cautionary tale about the risks of pushing promotional boundaries too far. What makes this story particularly fascinating is how it reveals the complex relationship between authenticity and performance in celebrity culture. Justin appears to be genuinely expressing himself and making choices that feel true to his personality, but he's doing so in a way that's clearly designed to generate publicity and commercial success. The line between genuine self-expression and calculated promotion becomes blurrier every day in the social media age. The conversation around Justin's promotional tactics also highlights generational differences in how people view celebrity behavior and artistic expression. Younger fans who grew up with social media tend to be more accepting of unconventional promotional methods, while older audiences often prefer more traditional approaches to marketing music and maintaining public personas. As this story continues to unfold, it will be interesting to see whether Justin's bold promotional strategy translates into actual commercial success for his album. The initial buzz has definitely been achieved, but sustaining that attention and converting it into long-term fan engagement is a much more challenging goal. What's clear is that Justin Bieber isn't content to fade quietly into the background or rely on his past successes to maintain his career. He's actively fighting to stay relevant and connected with audiences, even if it means taking risks that other artists might consider too extreme or potentially damaging to their reputations. The underwear scooter incident will probably be remembered as either a brilliant promotional masterstroke or a cautionary tale about the dangers of desperate publicity seeking. Only time will tell which interpretation proves correct, but one thing is certain. Justin Bieber knows how to get people talking, and in today's attention economy, that might be the most valuable skill any entertainer can possess. So, what do you think about Justin's latest promotional tactics? Are they genius marketing moves or signs of an artist losing touch with reality? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep this conversation going. Don't forget to subscribe for more celebrity drama and entertainment news that you won't find anywhere else.